Hello darlings, I'm back and I am ready to vlog. So once again we have another introduction video. You may remember my introduction video from Veda. If you don't, you can click right here. I'm not used to this because it's backward from what I think it is. This introduction is going to be more about my publishing credits because what I want to vlog about is writing. But I don't think you're going to listen to me unless you know that I have some sort of legitimate writing background. So let's talk about it for a second. I graduated from Brunel University with a degree in English and a minor in graphic design. And while I was at Brunel, I worked on the Elixir magazine. This bad boy right here. This was actually my senior year's magazine where I was the co-editor along with my friend Heather. This was the Elixir's first year with full color photography, and not only is it full color on front and back, it's full color inside as well. So this is Brunel's publication. It comes out every year. I was on the staff for 3 years. I was co-editor in my final year at Brunel, and I have been published in the magazine every year. My final year at Brunel, my short story, The Waiting Room, took second place in the fiction contest, and my poem, Still 153 for Cindy Sherman, took second place in poetry as well. He was very excited because it was an ekphrastic poem, and he had a real thing for ekphrastic poems. After college, I got a job at the Gainesville Times, which is my local newspaper, writing obituaries, which I mentioned in the previous introduction, and working on weekend stories. I covered everything from yarn bombings, which I had no idea what they were when I started, to candlelight vigils, to an article on what it's like to be a caregiver to Alzheimer's patients. I ran the gambit of weekend stories, and it was a really cool job, which I unfortunately have to leave. But thanks to the wonderful innovation that is Twitter, I recently got a job working freelance for criminalelement.com. My first article was on Hemlock Grove, which, if you don't know, is the original series that Netflix put out this past summer to kind of rival HBO's programming. It was actually a pretty good show, and you can read my review if you'd like. I also read the book, so it was sort of a compare-contrast article. I have another one coming out at the end of the month for American Horror Story Coven, which is premiering in October, which is one of my great loves of television. I'm so excited to have it back. And in addition to my illustrious freelance career, I am going to be featured tomorrow on Deadly Ever After's Flash Fiction Friday post. I'll include a link below to Deadly Ever After so that you can see my piece. It is called Planchette, and it is a great 1,000-word story. It's a love story, but it's not the sort of love story you might think it is. I will also be contributing in October to Pen and Muse's Dark Carnival anthology, which is going to be a collection of short stories about, you guessed it, a dark carnival, from things like rides to haunted candy floss to creepy carnies and everything you can possibly imagine. It's also going to be illustrated. I don't yet know if I'm going to be able to illustrate mine, but I'm going to try. And my topic for the Dark Carnival is the magician. So Percival Creep definitely looks forward to meeting all of you this October in his sleight of hand show. And I hope to see you all there as well. And of course, what sort of blog post would it be if I didn't mention the fact that I am writing a book? Well, I've already written the book. I'm currently querying the book and trying to sort through the confusing and rather difficult process of finding agents and getting to know them and querying them and working out the process. I am currently working on 2 books. One is a sequel to the book I am currently querying, should someone decide it would make a good series, and the other is an unrelated project. I also have 2 novellas in the works. One I have to finish revising, and the other I have to finish writing. And I also have a couple of short stories like the ones that I mentioned. Why vlog? Because sometimes what I want to say doesn't translate into a blog post very well. And I think that I need to take the opportunity to use as much visual and interactive media as I can, especially as a writer trying to sort of feel out what this process is like. Other people can give you advice. I've gotten advice from several really, really great people, but it's kind of different when you're sitting in front of the computer doing it yourself. So I will be attempting to provide some insight for those of you who are interested. For those of you who are not interested, I don't really think that you've watched this far. So for those of you who have decided to stick it out with me through this process, thanks. And I look forward to seeing your comments. If you've got any questions or suggestions for videos or anything that you think I might be interested, please feel free to leave a comment below in the description box. And I will leave some other links for you. And I guess this kicks off the first of this crazy project. So for now, good night.